So what we're looking at is basically a figure of Manjushri, the Bodhisattva of wisdom. And in this kind of configuration or posture, he's a little bit more in the appearance of a tantric deity, where he's holding upraised a blue sword with wisps of flame wrapped around the blade with the right hand, and in the left hand he's holding the stem of actually in this case a pink utpala flower, and a Prajnaparamita folio text on top of the blossom. He's orange in color, very peaceful, seated in Vajra posture, and riding atop what should be a kind of bluish lion. And above him are clouds, and below him is some landscape features. And to the bottom right is a monastic figure with the pandita hat folded and lying across the top of the head, the crown of the head. And upraised in his right hand is a mandala offering plate. This is a offering of the universe, of Mount Meru, the four continents, the entire universe, imagined in this symbolic structure, and it's being offered up towards what appears to be Manjushri. But this, in fact, is not Manjushri. It is just what appears to be Manjushri. This is actually another painting from the Asian Art Museum, San Francisco, a wonderful, wonderful painting that's from a set of 5. And the Asian Art Museum only is in possession of 2 of these paintings. This one that is figuratively Manjushri, and then another that looks like a Mahasiddha holding a sword and riding a tiger. And we've already done a video about that painting. But this is actually a depiction of Tsongkhapa, and it's one of the 5 main depictions of Tsongkhapa based on the visions of his student, Kidrup Gelik Pelzangpo, and he lived 1385 to 1438, and he is counted as one of the main students of Tsongkhapa. And he, during a period of time, had a series of visions about his teacher. And there were 5 that are considered the foremost preeminent visions. And these are the ones that are replicated in painting and sculpture the most. And why this is important to know this is just because there's a lot of narrative that can go with some of these Buddhist paintings. And what you first think you're looking at is not always the case. So what is happening here is the student, Kedrup, is seeing his teacher with all of the qualifications and characteristics and special features as if he was Manjushri. So he's equating his own guru, his own heart teacher, with the Bodhisattva and the tantric deity, Manjushri, who is a patron kind of saint, a patron deity of wisdom and intelligence. And so this is a devotional painting, set of 5. They're always painted as either a set of 5 or as a single composition with all of 5 representations of the different 5 forms of Tsongkhapa together. Other compositions can also be found where you have the 5 forms of Tsongkhapa and then maybe surrounded by the 84 Mahasiddhas, or they could be represented in a more of a narrative setting, or even with other deities, meditational deities, wealth deities, protectors at the bottom, and you can have a set of the 5 forms of Tsongkhapa at the top. Or you can also find it, which was very popular in the 18th century in China with Chankya Ronpa Dorje, is you find depictions of the 5-peaked or the 5-plateau mountain of Manjushri, Wu Taishan, and then you find the 5 different forms of Manjushri as conceived originally by Chogyal Pagpa, and then you find the 5 forms of Tsongkhapa as according to the vision of Kedrup Chungpo Nelger. So remember, this is actually a narrative to do with Tsongkhapa and the devotion of his student Kedrup, and it belongs to a set of 5 paintings. Right now, I think we only know of 2 of these paintings that are extant, both of them in the Asian Art Museum of San Francisco. We'll leave it there. You can press like, you can subscribe, join HAR and Patreon helps support the work that we do at Himalayan Art Resources, and we will continue the videos later.